The views and opinions expressed by guests on Soda City Unleashed are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of CVETs. While we love sharing stories and insights from the veterinary world, this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It is not a substitution for professional veterinary advice, diagnosis, or treatment. We always recommend consulting your primary veterinarian for any medical concerns regarding your pet. Welcome to Soda City Unleashed, where we decode pet health with some of the best vets and veterinary experts in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm your host, Emily White, and joining me today is Miss Georgia Delts. Georgia is one of our newly licensed veterinary technicians at CVETs. Hi, Georgia.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I lived in South Carolina, Hopkins, South Carolina, all of my life. And I spent most of my younger years in New Jersey, Camden, New Jersey, to be exact. My grandma's name is Georgiana. That's who I spent my summers with, and that's how I got my name.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Gosh, South Carolina to New Jersey. That's like such a difference.
It is. It is.
Tell me a little bit about your veterinary background. So how long have you been with CVETs? How long have you been in this industry?
So I've been with CVETs coming up on 4 years.
Wow.
And I've been in the vet med probably for about nine years. I started out at an exotics in Elgin, South Carolina. And then from there, I went to a shelter that started to become a GP and do vaccines.
And do you work in our emergency department?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How is that?
Oh, that's such a big change. Working in the ER, like the best thing is that you always see something different, or, you may see the same case, but a different patient. Mm-hmm. And I mostly work on outpatient, which is pretty much anything that comes in, we work it up, and then we give it to an inpatient nurse to take care of all night.
What inspired you to become a veterinary technician? Why did you decide to join this field?
Well, at first I wanted to be a vet. I used to spend time with my aunt in North Carolina, and she had a farm. And so we wake up and you go deal with the chickens and the cows and pigs and horses. And I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. And I was like, I want to do this all the time. So I started doing my research, and I discovered that actually the vet tech is with the animal a lot more than the vet.
Right.
The vet treats the animal for sure, but it's the vet tech that's with the animal all the time. So that's why I pretty much also geared me into not wanting to be a vet,
right?
As well as all the schooling. I was like, oh, well, I can just be under the vet. That works too.
For people that may not know, what does it take to become a licensed veterinary technician?
It's a 2-year program. Within that 2-year program, they pretty much compact everything that you can possibly think of, from going to a large animal. You'll go visit a farm that has like the horses and the cows, and then you'll learn about that for a semester. And then pharmacology was like the biggest thing that you have to cram into like one semester. And then
what is pharmacology?
So that's pretty much just the drug aspect of it, like learning about all the different drugs that are in veterinary medicine and how they apply to the small animals or large animals. And so with that, it was like you had to learn all these drugs, and you had to be able to know like what they do and how they work and who can have them and how much they can have. And that was a lot. Just that class by itself was just a lot. You pretty much have to take all these different subjects, and you learn about them within 2 years. And then you have a test, the VT&E, which is the Veterinary Tech National Exam, that you have to take. That's a 3-hour test.
Wow.
170 questions. And some of those questions, I think 50 questions don't count. So you don't know what questions do and don't count. You're just giving it your best. Yeah. You're just giving it your best. So you do hands-on stuff. Mostly what we did was spay surgeries and neuters, and just like prepping for running anesthesia.
You worked at CVETs before as a veterinary assistant. You were working there full time and going to vet tech school, as well as being a mom. What was the most challenging part about balancing all of those things?
Oh, man. It was some days I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then there was days where it's like, well, I have to do it. I'm here now. So the most challenging part would be like how to study, when to study. Oh, I have to go to work. I have to have a sleep schedule. Like I still have to rest at some point. Oh, I have a child I have to deal with 24/7 that does not care or does not know, like he doesn't understand, like, oh, mommy's tired or mommy had to go to school and then she had to go to work. He doesn't get that. And then it was just, I'll have days where I would go into work at night, get off work that morning, and have to be to school at 8 o'clock. And so I had those moments. It was tough.
So do you feel like working at CVETs helped during your school and your exam prep?
It was nice to be able to combine things at times and to be like, okay, we're doing this at school and we're doing this at CVETs. I'll go and I'll be like, so, hey, Christian, did you know, like, with the reservoir bags that we do X, Y, Z? And he'll be like, yeah, we do that all the time. I was like, oh, well, I was just checking and seeing,
just making sure you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's cool to be able to have that too, to be able to use the skills you're learning at school or at CVETs, vice versa. Now that you're officially licensed, where can you go from here? Can you is there a next level to license?
Well, the thing that I've always wanted to do was be a relief tech. So that I can like travel, I can go different places, and I can still extend that help not only at CVETs but other places, because every ER is not the same.
Right.
Every hospital is not the same. And I get that, and so it's like I'm willing to learn like how people do things other places, and being able to combine that into my own skill.
What's one part of your job that you love the most?
I love the people that I work with on nights. It makes it so much fun. Like, just to, like, some people can barely be up to midnight, and to have to be up from 7 to 7 can be very challenging sometimes, depending, and especially like what you went through that day. Like,
right.
Maybe you had an appointment early that morning and you didn't get to lay down until like 2 o'clock, and now you got to wake back up and go to work for 12 hours. So it's like having the people that you work with, being able to crack jokes, being able to say, hey, you're doing a good job, and having that motivation to keep moving really makes the job very much fun and doable. So.
There's just a different vibe about the night shift.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I'll come in sometimes at like 5 a.m. when you guys are like at the brink, like super tired, ready to go home. And I'll be like, let's make some TikToks. And everyone's like, But everyone's so fun and supportive of each other. I mean, I'm sure going through the wee hours of the night give you a type of bond that's like unbreakable.
Sometimes it's like, are you still with me? Like, I know we're almost there. Like, in the middle of the night, I'll yell, all right, guys, we got 1 hour before we get to go home. You just got to make it. It was 1 hour.
You can do it.
Like, sometimes, like, Dr. Mark, he's on nights all the time, pretty much. And he'll, like, either make food and bring it in, or he'll buy pizza for everybody. And so it's like, once you get that comfort food, and then you're like, it's 3 a.m. and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired.
Right.
And it's like, come on, guys, we got this. Like, what do we need to do? Or you'll have that stat come in that just wakes everybody up. It's like, okay, all hands on deck.
What advice would you give someone who's thinking about going into becoming a vet tech or going into the field?
To not give up. Because it could be so easy to be like, oh, I failed that test. I'm probably going to fail the class, and I don't know how to study. It's like so easy to just be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. And instead of doing that, you can just be like, hey, find a new way to study. Come together with your classmates and be like, how do you study? Our Quizlet was always a lifesaver. You can get on Quizlet and just do questions back to back to back until like it's just stuck in your brain, like the answer no matter what. Never second guess yourself. If it's something you want to do it. On our way out as the graduating vet techs, this freshmen were asking like, hey, how do you guys get through pharmacology, or how did you get through anatomy and physiology? And it was just like, we have a lot of students that are moms, are parents, and we have a lot of students that are working full time, and it's just so hard. And it was like, you just can't be a baby about it. You just got to suck it up and be like, okay, if I want to do this. I got to do this. Like, yeah, you have a living outside of school. So it's like, if this is something you want to pursue, if this is something that you want to make a part of your livelihood, you just have to be determined to do it. Because I know firsthand, like, working full time, being a mom full time, and being a student is hard. But at the same time, it's like, well, I'm going to do it or I'm not. Right. And so it's like, once you get into the program, like, don't just give up your seat that easily, study, do what you need to do, and make the change you need to make so that you can get through this program,
Just keep pushing.
So, yeah, keep pushing.
Looking back, is there anything you'd tell your past self during those really tough days?
Definitely will tell my past self, like, hey, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be some nights you only get like 4 hours of sleep. Mm-hmm. But in the end, it is going to be worth it. And it was definitely worth it in the end. It was definitely hard to get to the end because I had started the vet tech program in Greenville 8 years ago, and then I ended up pregnant with my son. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't go do the dental x-rays. So I had finished the whole year of the vet tech program, and then I had to stop because I had to go be a mom.
Right.
So it was like, okay, well, I could just decide, all right, well, I'm going to not be a mom. I'm going to give birth, and then I'm going to, do the bare minimum as a parent mm-hmm. and go back to school and finish off right here and now. But I was like, nope. I'm going to be a mom. I'm going to raise my son. And at this moment, I have a first grader on a third grade level. And so it's like, okay, well, I accomplished that. Mm-hmm. And then I went back to school once I got him into school, and I was like, we can do this together. We can both go to school. And at first it was easy. It was just like recall, going back through pharmacology and stuff like that. And then it became the hard stuff, the classes I didn't take, the classes I didn't know anything about, and the things that I had to learn completely all over. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely at that time where I was like, maybe I won't go back to vet tech school. Like, I'm already in the industry. Like, I'm already in vet med. Like, why go back? And then I decided, like, yeah, I'm going to go back and I'm going to get licensed so that I can get paid for what I'm worth. And if I decide, hey, I'm going to go start over somewhere else, I don't have to start from the bottom. Right. I don't have to be a kennel assistant. I don't have to be a vet assistant. Like, I'm going to be a vet tech no matter where I go. So that was always a plus. So to tell my old self, like, girl, you got this. You did it. Like, you're going to do it. Would be the number one thing I would say.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. So a couple of fun wrap-up questions. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite kind of patient to work with?
It's basically just a patient that comes in and we treat it and it goes home well. Yeah. So it would be that patient that is dull and you don't think it's going to make it, that GDV that is almost septic and it needs to go to surgery right now, and then to come back in a week later and that same dog is walking around, wagging his tail, happy-go-lucky, and it's like, those are the ones that I like to see, and those are the ones I like to treat because that patient is going home. That patient, his owner is so happy to see it, and some of them you'll have, and they're doing well, and then the minute they see their owners, they just light up. Mm-hmm. Like that cat that wanted to eat you is now like meowing and cuddling in his owner's arms, and it's like, great, like this is lovely. Like, these are the patients I like to see, the ones that respond to treatment mm-hmm. and are able to go home.
If your job had a theme song, what would it be?
Oh, man, the theme song would be Happy Kitty, Warm Kitty, Soft Kitty, because I feel like I hear that all the time when we have, like, a stressful cat that's like, don't touch me. And it's like, woosah, don't eat me. Like, I feel like everybody has sung some type of Happy Kitty song. And I'm like, yeah, like, because I feel like cats that want to murder you are way more stressful than that big mastiff that will murder you, because it's like cat bites are like, oh my gosh.
And they're quick,
yeah,
too. Yeah,
they are. And then the scratching, like dogs don't paw you, like they just bite you. Like cats use every part of their body to try to get to you. And it's like, oh, please don't eat me. I just want to help you. Like
so soothing cat song.
Yeah,
soothing
like
song.
soft kitty, warm kitty, like, happy kitty, don't eat me, kitty. So yeah, I feel like that would be the theme song. Like that would be it.
Okay, what do you like to do to unwind after a long shift? And your shifts are always really long. You do 3 12s a week, right?
Yes.
So 3 12-hour shifts. That is a long shift. What do you like to do to unwind?
Me and some of the night shift team, we will go out and debrief. Like we'll go out for breakfast after working those 36 hours, and we would just debrief about what happened throughout the night or what was done yesterday or something like that. And it was just like, it will be a good moment because it's like a good bonding moment. And a lot of times, like, it's like, what can we do for team bonding? And a lot of people don't work the same shifts, or, you know, you have people that are parents and just have other things going outside of CVETs. And so it's just like, hey, we all just got off work. I know we're all tired. Let's go out and eat breakfast and let's talk about this. You know, like, let's get through this and let's talk about this. And, you know, next time we're going to do this instead of do that, you know.
Right.
And so
just chatting through it.
I just love the debriefing after a long night, a long shift. Sometimes we'll start off in the parking lot and we have all clocked out and we're just chit-chatting on the sidewalk, and then someone will be like, hey, let's go out to eat. And it's like, okay, yeah, let's go to Le Peep, and we'll go to Le Peep. That's our little spot to go to. And we would just talk about things that happen at CVETs. We'll talk about outside things, and we would just talk it up.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast, giving us your insight. It's always fun to hear from people who work the overnight shifts too. It's such a different adventure. But congratulations
Thank you
on your licensure. Is that being a licensed vet tech? You worked so hard, and we're all really proud and happy for you.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Until next time, give your pets an extra pet from us, and thank you for joining us for Soda City Unleashed.